Then he said to them all, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Luke chapter 9, verse 23. Get the word up.
Ride or die. Jesus is looking for some ride or die followers. What does that mean? Is that one of the things that the kids say nowadays? The term meaning somebody who's gonna be with you no matter what. They're ready to ride with you, even to the point of death. Ride or die chick. But Jesus was looking for some ride or die Christians. So we deny all of the things that have to do with our flesh and our carnal nature. It's not saying you deny your personality. It's not saying you deny yourself food or water or shelter or anything because you are gung-ho going after Jesus. He might call you to do some of those things, and that's between you and God. But the point of him saying this is that he wanted people who were dedicated enough to sacrifice everything else and just take up their cross and follow him all the way to death if needs be the case. And you know, the crazy part is like, once upon a time it used to be like, oh, you know, the foreigners abroad in those communist countries, they were the ones that had to deal with the threats of death for their faith in God. Nowadays, hello, Oregon, right here on our own doorstep, Columbine, people being shot because of their faith in God. A lot of you might be out there saying like, Jesus, you know, I got you. If they held the gun to my head and asked me if I believed in God and if I was a Christian, no doubt, Jesus, I'm gonna say yes all day, every day, ride or die. The question though is, do you die daily? What that mean? So Galatians 5:24 says, those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the sinful nature with its passions and desires. It's talking about our carnal nature, so our sin. Earlier in that chapter, it says, for the sinful nature desires what is contrary to the spirit, and the spirit what is contrary to the sinful nature. Verse 19 says, acts of the sinful nature are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage. New Yorkers, that one's for you. Road rage. Selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. Some of y'all might be like, look, I'm not on that witchcraft tip. I'm not with them orgies. That's not my style. A lot of us struggle with some of these things like hatred, discord, jealousy on the low. Let somebody on the train take up 2 seats. How you look at them. Let somebody cut you off in traffic. Oh, when Jesus died, he made it so that we wouldn't be a slave to sin. And he would make it so that we did not have to keep falling into sin. All of this is possible through his grace. Titus 2 says, for the grace of God that brings salvation has appeared to all men. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. That means that we are able to control our tempers. We are able to control our flesh. Our flesh wants to stay up and watch porn into the wee hours of the morning. Our flesh wants to cuss out our bus driver when it passes us at the stop. Not speaking from any type of experience. Our flesh wants to key our ex-boyfriend's car or our ex-girlfriend's face because they cheated on us. Our flesh wants to do a whole bunch of ratchetness. But Christ is saying, when you are crucified with me, the old has gone, the new has come. So those old behaviors got to go. Every day I wake up, I have to say, Lord, I need you to search my heart and I need you to deal with this thing that is in me that causes me to flare up and have these knee-jerk ratchet reactions. Holiness is a process. It should have been us up on that cross because we're the ones who sinned and we're the ones who sinned in the past. Jesus never sinned, but he graciously and willingly went to the cross, took on all of the sins of the world, past, present, future, and said, I have overcome this, you can too. Live in such a way that you are willing to die for the cause of Christ, but that you're doing it daily in your actions, in your word, in your deeds, in your thoughts, and in your heart. Stay Marvy, for you have been called out of darkness into his marvelous light. Keep it locked.